Hi guys, and welcome back to the Video Game with Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, we are going to be learning how to play the board game Fairytale. Now, Fairytale is currently on GameFound right now. If you guys are interested in this game, go ahead and check the link down in the description below. That will take you to the GameFound campaign page, where you can see a lot more information on this particular game. Now, Fairytale is marketed as a family-friendly dungeon crawler. This game is for 1 to 4 players, right around 20 minutes per player as you play through there, and this is for ages 14 plus, and this is coming to you from Smartup and Big Board Theory Games, and we just want to give a huge shout out to them for giving us the opportunity to showcase some content on this really awesome game moving forward. All right, guys, well, like I said, look, we are going to be learning how to play this game together. I have not gotten this game to the table. In the rulebook, they do have a quick start guide, so we're going to be taking a look at this quick start guide, learning how to play the game, learning the basics of this one, and then be on the lookout. We have 2 playthroughs coming of this game. We're going to be doing a solo playthrough and a 2-player playthrough. So let's go ahead and jump down to the table and let's dive into some Fairytale. All right, guys, so we're down here at the table where we have just scattered out everywhere. I have scattered out everywhere all of the components and pieces we are going to need to play the game Fairytale. Now, the prototype copy of the game did not come with a printed rulebook, so I had to print this out myself, and unfortunately I do not have colored paper here, so I do apologize for not having a colored version of this rulebook. I do also want to note that this is a prototype version of the game, so any pieces or components you see here, or maybe some things in the rule, are subject to change throughout the course of this particular campaign. So this would be the beginning of what the rulebook would look like, right? You'll have your Fairytale begins, we will have a table of contents, all of the particular game components that you guys can see here, and then we are going to have this particular quick start guide. So let me zoom in here and give us a clearer picture on some of the stuff we're going to look at. So this is exactly what we're doing. If you are playing Fairytale for the first time, we highly recommend starting with this quick start story to learn the game in an easy and intuitive way. Just start by just holding the rulebook in your hands, then follow the entries and place the game components as instructed. So we are going to do that, guys. You are going to learn to play the game with me today. So if most players want to play this quick start story, then we must choose a different option in the first 5 entries, all right, where they select their hero and equipment. When requested to take the weapon dice, roll them and keep them do so according to the player count. So we're going to roll 4 and keep 3, and we are playing this solo. So it says in solo, the player also starts the game with 4 underdog dice, rolls 4 underdog dice, and keeps 3 of them as well. If you want to learn more about Fairytale, its components and mechanics in detail, read the corresponding rule book chapter. So we have a whole thing of general rules right here, which tell us a little bit more in depth about the specific game. But like I said, we will go with this quick start. All right, so quick start. Let's take a look. Introduction. So once upon a time, in a little wooden cabin deep inside the forest, there resided a happy little pet with its family. They had moved there to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and enjoy some much needed vacation in the countryside. But one fateful night, the family vanished, leaving the poor creature alone in the dark. When the sun rose, signaling the dawn of a new day, the little pet gathered its courage and decided to set out into the unknown to find its lost family. So who is this pet? We're going to choose our hero, and each player must select a different hero. So our options here is Zion the pug, Eliana the cat, and I'll actually do this. So we have Zion the pug right here. All right, we have Eliana the cat, Hector the gecko right here, and then Christian the hamster. And so let's see, of course, guys, I think we're gonna go with Mr. Christian the hamster. So it says take the hero player board part and the miniature representing Christian. So we have our miniature board or our miniature tray right here. So we're gonna have our little miniature of Christian here and place it in front of you, and then we are going to read entry 2. 2, but it also says completely fill in the empty spaces on your hero player board part with the wooden components, the hearts, that, and I forgot what those are. I think they're in the rulebook. All right, so here we go. So we have hearts, which is going to be our health. We have the wheat grain, which looks like diplomacy, and the nails right here, which looks like craftsmanship, okay? So we are gonna fill completely our little player board with all of these. So I do have, and let me just zoom out my camera just a smidget. All right, so we do have our little tray with all our components here. So give me a sec. We're gonna place this over here to the side while I continue to read some of this and fill this out. So that's what we're doing. So that is our introduction. So we decided to gather our courage and set out into the unknown to find our lost family. All right. So, quick start guide. Next entry here. You see, whoever our soon-to-be hero of our story may be, they could not hope to face the dangers of the outside world without a proper weapon. And so, with eager determination, our soon-to-be hero climbed up into the dusty attic of the cabin. There, beneath the cobwebbed laced rafters, stood a large wooden chest. With a creak and a groan, the lid swung open, revealing an assortment of weapons, each waiting for a brave soul to wield them. All right, so choose your weapon. After selecting your weapon, also take their weapon dice and place them near your player board. Each player must choose a different weapon. All right, so let's look at the available weapons that we have. So we have a long sword. All right, those are all of my hearts. What else I need? Craftsman. We have a long sword. We have a dagger. We have a blowgun here. And only available for 4 players, we have a second dagger. All right. So I think we're gonna stay very thematic and have our Christian over here, the hamster, is gonna pick a dagger, okay? So take the pierce and cut board. Let me find that one. Get these diplomacies set up, guys. All right, perfect. Take the pierce and cut player board part and place it on the right side of your hero board part. All right. We got our hero board over here. So here are our hit boards. So this would be the take, aim, and hit. So that's our bow gun. That looks to be, oh yeah, this looks to be our dagger. There's our long sword, and there is a secondary dagger. Okay, so this will be placed somewhere over here, just like this. All right, and I'm gonna zoom this, move him over just a second. Of course, we'll zoom all this out when it's time to go. All right, so we have taken the pierce and cut player board and placed it on the right side of our hero part board, connecting them. Place 2 wooden components, all right, in the designated open spaces. So 2 of these little doohickeys. Let's go from the top, or maybe we go from the bottom. I don't know, let's go from the bottom and do that. All right, so we placed 2 of those in there. Okay, and then it says place 2 wooden components in the open spaces, then take the pierce and cut weapon dice and place them near your player board. Then we are going to read entry number 3. So we have all of our dice over here. So we were looking at the pierce and cut. So it looks like the ones that have the daggers on it. So this would be 1 particular one. This is 2. So they're basically going to be the purple dice. 3 and 4, all right, that has that little symbol on them. All right, I'm just gonna leave all my other dice somewhere over here on the side of the table for now. Okay, we are going to place them on our player board and keep them just for right now. Moving on to entry number 3. Okay, this one says, with weapon in hand, our soon-to-be hero feels powerful enough to face the dangerous enemies they might encounter along the way, but they still need protection. Searching a little deeper in the large wooden chest, they find a set of different armor types at the bottom. Perfect. That will certainly help them protect themselves from enemy hits. Choose your armor. Each player must choose a different armor. So our options are padded armor, or a chain shirt, or a breastplate, and then a secondary chain shirt. So let me get here. All right, so it looks like we have padded armor. we have a breastplate, and we have our chain shirt along with another chain shirt. Honestly, I would think Christian takes the padded leather. All right, or maybe that's more like Hector the Gecko takes the padded leather. Let's kind of see. Yeah, I think he would take the padded leather. Let's take a chain shirt, all right? We'll take a chain armor shirt, and we're gonna take the aim board and we're gonna place it to the right side. I think it should be left side on that. Oh no, this says place it to the right side. Maybe that's a typo there. Maybe it should say left side on the chain shirt. Well, that one says right side for both chain shirts, and the breastplate says left side. Interesting. I wonder if that is a particular typo, because I would think that it would go on the left side. I do believe it does go on the left side, so it would look something like that, right? Unless it does not match up at all. Maybe they are correct, guys. That does not match up, but I don't understand how it would go on the right side of the board. So it's got to be left, because even the padded shirt would have the same thing. Yeah, so I think it does mean the left side of the board. So we're gonna place it right there, just like that. Okay. Place it on the left side of our hero part board, connecting them. Place 2 shield wooden components in the designated open spaces. Then we're going to read entry number 4. Okay. 2 shields. Excuse me, guys. I'm about to sneeze. Whew. Excuse me. All right. We are moving along. Here we go. Entry number 4. What do we have? What a fine selection of armaments. With such impressive tools of combat, surely our soon-to-be hero would be able to challenge any foe and fear no rival. If only, however, they had any experience in wielding them. Fully armed, our soon-to-be hero steps out of the small cabin, standing at the edge of a lush green forest that stretches as far as the eye can see. Near the cabin, a small garden is guarded by a scarecrow, a perfect opportunity for our hero to train with their newfound armaments. So choose your offensive path. Each player must select a different option. So we have Path of the Duel, Path of the War, available for 3 players, a second Path of the Duel, available for 4 players, a second Path of War. So basically, Path of Duel or Path of War. And here are our particular options. So Path of the Duel, Path of the War, Path of the Duel, and Path of the War. So your apples are going to be Path of the War, our acorns are going to be Path of the Duel, and we are going to go Path of the Duel, right? So we are going to place this dual player board under the hero part, connecting it like a puzzle piece. So it will connect both of these pieces together, and I'm actually going to zoom this out just a little bit so we get a nice better view. So we are connecting this down here like a puzzle to the weapon board. We're going to place 1 lightning bolt. All right, so we have our lightning bolt in the designated open space, and we're going to just put that right there. Okay, we are going to place that and place wooden component in the designated space. Then we're going to read number 5. Okay. What a magnificent display of skill. Our soon-to-be brave hero swings their weapon, striking the scarecrow again and again, testing the weight of power of their newfound tools of war. But delivering a blow is not the same as withstanding one. For that, an entirely different skill is required. As the hero ponders how best to move and defend in their armor, a sudden bolt of lightning splits the sky, striking the scarecrow with a crackling surge of energy. In an instant, the straw figure jolts to life. Though still bound to its wooden post, the enchanted scarecrow flails wildly, lashing out at the hero. With swift reflexes, our hero ducks, blocks, and sidesteps the attacks. So choose your defense path. Each player must select a different options. Option number 1, Path of the Endurance. We have Path of the Avoidance, and again for 3 players, a secondary Path of Endurance, and for 4 players, a secondary Path of Avoidance. Okay, So we have, I'll slot that down, put this back over here. So we have the path of avoidance, endurance, avoidance, and endurance. So Pinecone is going to be path of the avoidance. Path of the endurance is going to be our, maybe a chestnut, maybe is what that is. We want to go with avoidance. All right. So we are going to slot these two particular pieces in there just like that. And now we are working on fully constructing our player board in front of us. And then what does it say? Place the path of, we want avoidance player part under the hero board, connecting it like a puzzle to the armor player board and the offensive player board. Place 1 foot copotent in the designated open space. So we have these little feet, these feet with wings here in the designated open space. So we're going to drop that one in there just like that. And that should be it for that one. And then we are going to read number 6. Moving on to the next spot. Number 6. Okay. The Scarecrow is no match for our soon-to-be hero, who moves with effortless grace, attacking, blocking, and dodging each of the creature's strikes. With a final swift motion, our soon-to-be hero brings their weapon down upon the Scarecrow's head, splitting it open in a flurry of straw. But amidst the scattered hay, something gleams, a brilliant blue crystal, pulsating with magical energy. A magical Evergem. Our hero has read of Evergems before, knowing well that such a gem must have been the source of the Scarecrow's sudden life. Now, this power lies within their grasp. With the Evergem in hand, they can channel its magic to strengthen their equipment and hone their skills, preparing for the adventures that lie ahead. Take a hero basket and place it in the center of your hero board part. Then take 1 gem and place it inside your hero basket. All right, so we are going to have our little boards here. So we'll take a small little basket and put it out there, and we are going to do a gem. Now again, I do not have the colored version, so I'm gonna hope that this blue thing is going to be an Evergem. I do apologize if that is not the correct gem, but of course you can see I do not have the colored version. So we took 1 gem and placed it inside our hero basket, and then we are going to read number 7. With such might and magic now at their fingertips, who can say what greatness our soon-to-be hero will achieve? Even they have yet to uncover the true power of their latent potential, for the possibilities are endless. Find your 10 basic action cards. These are the cards that feature an illustration of your chosen hero and don't have a badge. Shuffle them and set them face down beside your player board. This is your hero deck. It represents possible actions that your hero may perform. Okay. Options. For 1 player, we're going to draw 6 action cards. These action cards are available for you to play and make up your starting hand. And then we're going to read number 8. Alrighty, guys, let's see here. So we have in this particular tray over here, all right, we have some action cards. And right on top, we have our action cards of Christian. So let me get these other ones and put these back. So there should be 10. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. You can see these other ones have different badges on top of them, a bronze, silver, and gold. So be able to maybe upgrade cards or unlock cards as you move along. All right, so we're gonna do these. These are cards that features illustration. Shuffle them and set them face down beside our player board. This is going to be our hero deck. It represents possible actions. And then what we're gonna do for a 1-player game, I'm going to draw 6 action cards. These action cards are available for you to play and make up your starting hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so that's gonna be my starting hand, and I'm going to put my deck down here at the moment because I have a feeling I'm going to need to zoom my camera out and make some more space. All right, so we are going to read entry number 8 now. Okay. So now our soon-to-be hero has all the elements at their disposal to explore the world, face enemies in combat, and perform challenges. But how could they accomplish any of this if they remain idle in their small wooden cabin? With a deep breath and a sigh, our hero gathers their courage, steps into the unknown, and ventures forth into the wild, ready to embrace whatever destiny has in store. After all, they can't be named a hero yet if they don't perform their first heroic deed. So place tile 9A at the center of the table, making sure sure there's enough space to place more tiles when the time comes. Place your hero miniature on the tile 9A and then read entry number 9. Okay, time to make some more space. So let me zoom this out here. Let me create some space. We're gonna move my little hamster guy down here out of the way for just a second. We need to find tile, which one was this? 9A. Let me grab 9A right here. All right, we got 9A out here. 9A is in the center of our table, guys. Miniature is going to be placed on 9A. Is there a specific point on this tile that we have? I wonder if we just place them anywhere, maybe right there on the field. It doesn't say a specific point on the field where we are placing this miniature. I don't think. It just says place your hero miniature on tile 9A. Okay, does not have a spot. All right, so next we have our soon-to-be hero arrives at the forest, where vibrant green leaves stretch as far as the eye can see. The melody of birds chirping and the soft rustling of leaves fill the air, guiding them as they venture deeper into the heart of the woods. The forest, alive with magic and wonder, welcomes their first steps on the grand adventure. Options: search the forest and then read number 10. Continue moving forward, place 3B connecting it to 9A as shown in the image, then read 11. Okay, so option number 1, we can search the forest to read number 10, or number 2, we can continue moving forward, place 3B connecting it to 9A as shown in the image, then read number 11. Okay, we are going to choose entry number 1 to go to number 10. So we are going to search the forest here that we are in, and probably I should probably be in the middle somewhere just to search the forest. So we're searching this whole area. Okay. Number 10, our soon-to-be hero feels certain that the forest holds many secrets. Actually, let me get that down for it. Perfect. All right. Holds many secrets, and they're determined to uncover them. After all, the forest is vast and teeming with mysteries and creatures. As they wander deeper, they come upon a poor squirrel caught in a makeshift net, hanging high up from a tree. Whoever set this trap must be truly heartless. The squirrel, noticing the hero, springs to life and pleads, "Please free me from this trap." So try to free the squirrel. We are going to read 17, or ignore the desperate pleas of the squirrel and continue moving forward. Place 3B connecting it to 9A as shown in the image. Let's go ahead and try and free the squirrel. So we are going to place entry number 17. All right. So this says place 2 wooden components on any map point on 9A. These wooden components represent a challenge with a difficulty of 2, written in game terms as craftsmanship to challenge. All right, let's see. All right, so let me get these 2 wooden components here, and let's put one here, and then we're gonna put one right there. So any 2 points on our map, and hopefully you guys should be able to see this zooming in right here. And I think what I'm gonna do for right now is I can maneuver our Christian the hamster right now to be in view of our camera there. Zoom out just a smidge so we can get him in full view. All right, and then we have our tile out here on the other side. Okay, so we have done that on any map point. Okay, they represent a challenge with difficulty of 2. So it says our soon-to-be hero approaches the trap, carefully inspecting it to find a way to disable it, and free the unfortunate squirrel. High above on a nearby tree, a system of rope pulleys holds the net shut, suspended in the air. If I can reach them and cut the ropes loose, they think, I can free the trapped squirrel. So it says perform a craftsmanship 2 challenge, begin the encounter phase, and read number 18. All right, here we go. So how to perform a challenge. All right, I'm gonna leave this up here right here. You guys can pause the video and read this if you would like. I'm gonna remove this from the screen and I'm gonna read this myself. So, challenges always happen during the encounter phase. To perform the craftsman challenge, I want to play an action card from my hand that has that craftsmanship symbol on the right side of the action card, which is known as the action log. If you do not have such a card in hand, you would normally need to waste the entire encounter phase to draw an action card in the hopes of finding the correct one. Be sure to manage your hand wisely and plan for the challenges ahead. Time is valuable in Fairytale, as each encounter phase you will be called to roll the story die and resolve events which can end your story or change future events. Keep in mind that you cannot draw and play cards in the same action phase. As we are now in the quick play, for simplicity, if you do not have the right card in hand now, search your hero deck for one and draw it into your hand before playing it immediately. All right, so let's look and see. We want to play an action card from a hand that has the blank symbol on the right side of the action card. So we're looking on the right side of our action card. So I do have one. All right, I do have one. Let me see if I have one there. Let me see in my deck if I have any that have a symbol of 2. So that one would have a 3. Okay, that one has a 2 and that one has a 2. So let's just say, for example, I had a C6 in my hand here, and I'm just gonna randomly put one of these back. So I have this in my hand. So technically I would play this because we need a craftsmanship challenge of 2. All right. And so it would say, after playing the action card, okay, I would take a number of weapon dice equal to the number indicated next to the craftsmanship symbol and roll them. If you're playing solo, also roll that many underdog dice in addition to the weapon dice. For each green side on the weapon dice, remove 1 craftsmanship from your hero board part and 1 from the challenge. For each orange side on the underdog dice, remove 1 craftsmanship from the challenge, but not your hero board part. All right, so let's do that. So I actually need these hero dice. Where are the underdog dice? I think that's 3. I think this is the underdog dice, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't see orange side. Okay, so underdog dice. Okay, so we've played the action card of 2. All right, so I would take 2 of my dice. I think I'm supposed to roll 3 of these actually, but I have 4. I'm gonna take 2 of my regular dice. So after playing the action card, take a number of weapon dice equal to the indicated. So we have 2. I take 2 weapon dice. If you're playing solo, also roll that many underdog dice. So I would roll 2 underdog dice, and let's see what we get here. Okay, so I have 2 green and 2 orange. All right. So let's see what we have. So it says for each green side on the weapon dice, I would remove 1 craftsmanship from my hero board. All right, so 1 from my hero board, and then 1 from the, and 1 blank from the challenge. And then for the orange side on the underdog dice, remove 1 from the challenge, but not from your hero board, okay? If you have not succeeded at least twice by rolling at least 2 green or orange sides, you have failed. In a story, this would mean either losing time to retry the challenge, risking the chance of triggering a bad event, or suffering a penalty for failure, preventing you from attempting the challenge again. For now, let's continue as though you had succeeded. So in this particular case, here's an interesting circumstance. I'm sure it would be this way. I have rolled 2 orange side and 2 green. So I'm assuming I would get to choose which dice I kind of want to activate, because ideally it would make more sense to me to activate both these orange dice. So I would remove 1 craftsman from the challenge, all right, but not my hero board over here. And so then I would remove another one. So we have a challenge of 2, I believe is what it says. Perform a craftsmanship 2 challenge, all right. So we've done remove 1 and 2, so that would be successful, and then I would not need to remove any of these craftsmanships from my board. However, if these were white and I had this, like it says, if I have a green side, I remove 1 from my hero board, and then I would remove 1 from the particular challenge, okay? So that is, I'm assuming, how that particular circumstance would work. Again, in the solo, you're using these underdog dice. In a non-solo, you would just use these particular dice. Okay, and then I played this card, and so that's what that, played this card. So that's how that would work. So we're going to continue. For now, let's continue as though you have succeeded. All right, when you have succeeded at least 2 times by rolling at least 2 green or orange sides, and all wooden components have been removed from the tile, you have successfully completed the challenge. Read number 19. So you would remove them from the challenge. So 1 orange, remove, I don't take anything. Another orange, remove, I do not do anything. All right, so we have succeeded. Okay, so we would complete the challenge and read number 19. The soon-to-be hero climbs a tree with determination, carefully tinkering with the trap's pulley system. They pull, cut, and thrust until at last the ropes give way and the net slowly descends, opening up to free the trapped squirrel. Oh, thank you, my hero, says the squirrel with heartfelt gratitude. Who knows how long I would have been caught in that nasty net if it weren't for you. I have nothing to repay you with, but you will forever have my eternal gratitude. Take care, hero. I hope to see you again soon, says the grateful squirrel as it scurries away, climbing up a large oak tree with a wide, hollow trunk. You now know how challenges work. You can complete the quick play or go to option 2 to see how combat works. So read number 9 and try to continue moving forward to see how combat works. So that's what we're gonna do. So we will go back to number 9 and we're gonna take the second option. So continue moving forward. Place 3B connecting it to 9A as shown in the image, then read entry number 11. So we need 3B. All right, so I got 3B here, and we are going to connect it up here, just like that. So that's how that would look. All right, and we are going to entry number 11. Okay, place the rat's miniature on 3B, and then move your hero to 3B. Let's do that. Let me get the little rats over here for us. Okay, we got the little mice or rats or whatever we want to call them here, these creepy guys. So we're going to put them on 3B. They're going to be in the house and I'm rolling up on them. They're chilling out. Okay, here we go. Our soon-to-be hero leaves the forest behind and steps into a vast open plain. On the horizon, they spot the silhouette of a rough band of rats. Drawing closer with each passing moment, as the rats approach, the hero realizes they are armed to the teeth with knives and ready for a fight. Drop your weapons, traveler, and give us everything you carry, commands one. Yes, my precious, do as you're told, and you will soon regret it, says another in his squeaky yet menacing tone. These are not regular rats. They are the infamous mini mischief makers, known troublemakers among the creatures of the forest. Our soon-to-be hero must defend themselves and drive away this rat menace from the plains before hurting other less fortunate critters. Begin combat, read number 12. All right, how to set up combat. Take the rat's deck and separate the R2 and R3 enemy cards. Place them face up inside the combat board with the R2 enemy card showing through and the R3 under it. Then place 2 health in each of the 5 slots under the combat board for a total of 10. These represent the number of units and their respective health. Now there are 5 rat units, each with 2 health. Read number 13. All right. Let me do this really quickly. So we have our combat board right here. So what we're gonna do is take the rat's deck. So let me find a rat's deck right here. So we have a couple cards in the rat's deck. And let me make sure, take the rat's deck and separate the R2 and R3 enemy cards. So R3 gets separated, and R2 is separated. Okay. What's it say? Separate the R2 enemy cards, place them face up inside the combat board. So R2 and R3. So we're going to paste them together. We're going to drop these bad boys in here. I can figure this out. There we go. All right. Drop those bad boys in there just like that. All right, there's going to be some of their particular stats right here. Okay. Place them face up inside the combat board with the R2 enemy card showing through and the R3 underneath it. We're going to place 2 hearts in each of the 5 slots under the combat board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you guys should be able to see this rat. I'm gonna move this board up so you should be able to see our little rat over here. And we are gonna put 2 health under each of these particular slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and then we're gonna stack 1 on top of each of these. Okay, perfect. We are ready to go. All right, rats should be set up. All right, what else we got? Place 2 hearts in each of the 5 slots on the combat board for a total of 10. These represent the number of units and their respective health. Now there are 5 rat units each with 2 healths. We're going to read entry number 13. So this one says how to attack. So roll your weapon dice and underdog dice, if any, and keep them according to your player count. If you see any fire or dagger symbol on them, you can assign them directly to the left side of your combat board where you see the dagger symbol. If you do not have this type of weapon, you can substitute 2 longswords or a arrow for a single dagger. If not, don't worry, keep them for later and play an action card. For simplicity, ignore any other symbol for now. You can see how they are normally used in page 19. All right, so let's do this first. Roll our weapon dice and under dice and keep them according to our player count. So if you guys remember, in the very beginning, we had, let me get through this board here. So in the very beginning, we are going to roll 4 and keep 3 of our weapon dice. And we are also going to do the same for the underdog dice. All right, let me get back to my particular spot that I was here with the attacking. All right, so let's roll. Oop, and I messed up all of our hearts down here. Okay, let's roll my weapon dice first. We're gonna roll them. Actually, I'll roll them over here. All right. Ooh, geez Louise. Okay, well, I'm assuming this is a dagger or a shield, so we wanna keep that right away. We can also do, does it say anything about lightning bolts? It does not say anything about lightning bolts. Oof, all right, that is bad. Okay. So, well, I gotta keep some of them. Let's just keep these 2 lightning bolts for now. All right, this is gonna go away. Let's roll all 4 of these underdog dice and see what we get. I don't know what the fire does. I got 2 shields. Let's keep these 3. All right, so these are the dice that I am going to keep. Ay, 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 ay. That is no bueno right there. That's probably a trash roll. Okay, so for simplicity, ignore any other symbols for now. You can see how they are normally used in page 19. Let's actually, we'll look at how they're normally used here in just a second. So next, we'll play an action card that has the fire symbol on its right side, the action log. Now try to assign that many hits as indicated in the number next to the fire symbol on your card on the left side of the rat's combat board. Ooh, I wonder if I was supposed to set some of this stuff up as well on this side. I think I am. So let me see. And it just says health. Roll your weapon dice and keep them according. If you see any blank or symbol, you can assign them directly to the left side of the combat board. So this would be the combat board here, where you see the blank. If you do not have this type of weapon, you can substitute 2 for a single blank. All right, if don't worry, keep them for later and play an action card. So let's play an action card with the fire symbol on its right side. So here's my hand. We're gonna play an action symbol. We got 2, 2, we got a 3. All right, let's do a 3. So we'll play this particular action card right here. So we're gonna play that bad boy. All right. Fire symbol on its right side, the action log. Now try to assign that many daggers as indicated in the number next to the fire symbol on your card on the left side of the rat's board where you see the symbol. Okay, so we want to assign Assign that many. All right, so we're gonna put 3. All right, I'm assuming, again, if I do make any mistakes, I do apologize, guys. This is my first time. So we're gonna assign 3 daggers right here. Assign that many daggers as indicated on the number next to our fire symbol on your card on the left side of the rat's combat board where you see the dagger symbol. So again, just so you see, we're playing the 3 fire right there. We're assigning 3 daggers next to their dagger board. All right, if you do not have this type of weapon, you can substitute 2 long swords or an arrow for a single dagger and or use your weapon dice to complete your attack. For each dagger assigned to the enemy board, we are going to remove 1 health from a unit of your choice. A wise hero would first eliminate a single unit from the combat before attacking the next. So I got 3, so we'll remove 2. Well, actually, I have 4. Because I have a dagger on my dice, if I'm reading that correctly, right? If you do not have this type of weapon, you can substitute for a single dagger and or use your weapon dice to complete your attack. Okay, so again, how I'm reading it is I've used the fire to assign 1, and I can also use my dice to complete the attack as well. Oh, wow. So if I'm understanding this correctly, I do have 2 more fire. So that is 2 more daggers, okay? And then I have a dagger itself on this particular dice to add 1 more, all right? So that would technically be 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Again, I do apologize if I'm not playing that correctly. Please drop in the comments below if I am, but again, I just wanna make sure that if you see any fire symbols or dagger symbol on them, you can assign them directly to the left side of the combat board where you see the dagger symbol, okay? So that's what I'm doing in this particular case. So we would discard 2 of these to remove 2 health, killing 1 rat. I have 1 dagger and 1 dagger here. That would kill a second rat. All right, and then I have 2 fire symbols here, which would kill a 3rd rat. All right, so there are only 2 rats left alive. Christian snuck in there, stabbed him up, and we did what we needed to do. Okay, remove 1 health. A wise hero would first eliminate a single unit from the combat board for attacking next. Read 14. All right, how to block. So the rats will now attack you. Remove 1 shoe with wings from your defensive player board and place 1 shoe with wings on the right side of the combat board where you see the shoe with wings symbol. All right, so I have 1 here. I will place this over here. Let me see. We'll put that down there just like that. See if you guys can still see it. All right, we're still chugging along. You can also use a weapon dice with the symbol in place of the wooden component. If you can't or don't want to remove that symbol from your defensive player board or substitute with the weapon dice, you will be dealt 1 damage and be forced to remove 1 health because of their on-hitability from your weapon hero part board. Repeat this for each remaining unit. Okay, so technically then I should have kept that other dice, but also I have shields over here, so I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's just say I kept this dice instead of this one, so then I could assign this. So let me see. If you can't or don't want to remove that from your defensive player board part or substitute with the weapon dice, you'll be dealt 1 damage. I don't want to be dealt any damage, so that will be 1. This will be a defensive as well because they're gonna attack 1 and 2, and I'm safe. Okay, so no damage coming to me. Repeat this for each remaining unit, then we are going to read 15. Reset enemy combat board. Now that you have attacked and blocked, reset the enemy combat board by removing all wooden components except health and setting them aside. Excuse me. Then remove the R2 card to reveal the R3 card. Congratulations, you have completed a full encounter phase. In combat, you will repeat this sequence of events until the heroes or enemies run out of health. Read 16. All right, so in that particular scenario right there, again, I would continue to go through these phases, I'm assuming, until I defeated both or 2 more of these rats. At that conclusion, this rat would go away, and now there is 1 rat left to go. All right, so that particular rat is alive. And yep, so it would say reset the combat board then remove the R2 card to reveal the R3. We've completed a full encounter. Read 16. Enough, enough. It is clear you can fight. All right, traveler, you won. We will leave you in peace. We have been terrorizing these plains, looting unfortunate travelers like you, but we didn't bargain for tough cases like you. The rats plead as they scurry away, seeking refuge in the safety of the forest. Congratulations, this is your first victory. Not only did you protect yourself, but you also drove the rat bandits from the plains. Now you can truly call yourself a hero. You now know how combat works. You can complete the quick play or go to option 2 to see how challenges work. Read 10 and try to save the squirrel to see how challenges work. We have completed that. Is that all of the quick play? So that is the conclusion of our quick start scenario, guys, because that is the back. We've already done 19 and we've kind of completed it. So you guys got a little sneak peek taste of kind of how the map is going to work, kind of how these action cards in your hand are going to work, the combat and challenges are going to work. So that's very cool, very nice introductory kind of tutorial scenario that kind of hit some of the main components of the game, but did not really spoil any of the good parts. All right, guys, well, look, I hope you enjoyed this quick start tutorial of the board game Fairytale. Again, if you guys are interested in this board game, go ahead and check the link down in our description below. That will take you to the campaign page. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Do you think this is a game that is right for you? What are your thoughts and opinions on it? And as always, guys, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing some more awesome content. All right, guys, you'll have a great one. Bye.